सकते हो कि उन्होंने शुरुआत में बहुत ज़्यादा एग्रेसिव नहीं गए, ज़्यादा रिस्क उन्होंने नहीं उठाया, लेकिन एट द एंड जब आप खेल के अंत पे देखते हो पॉइंट्स उनको मिल गए और यही चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। बट टियानबा की अगर मैं बात करूँ, हमने प्री शो में मतलब शुरुआत में हमने बिल्कुल भी उनके बारे में उतने ज़्यादा चर्चाएं नहीं किए। वो सर्वाइवल स्टेज से जो फॉर्म कैरी करके हुए आ रहे थे, अभी भी उसको कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते हुए दिख रहे हैं।
इनफैक्ट फॉर्म कैरी करने की बात करें, मेलू जो कि सर्वाइवल स्टेजेस के अंदर भी हमको सरप्राइजेस दे रहे थे, डेडली सरप्राइजेस फॉर द प्लेयर्स ऑफ कोर्स। वो इस गेम के भी एमवीपी बने। एक प्लेयर 8 एलिमिनेशंस निकालता हुआ 1538 का डैमेज डिश आउट किया ओपनिंग मैच में। नेक्रोस, आपके थॉट्स टियानबा और इस खिलाड़ी पर?
अगेन मिलू हैज बीन दैट वन पिलर जिन्होंने टियानबा को बहुत हेल्प किया है यहाँ तक पहुँचने के लिए। मैं मानता हूँ कि मिलू का चलना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। टियानबा के हमने सर्वाइवल स्टेज के भी वो मुकाबले देखे थे, जिस हिसाब से इस खिलाड़ी ने फंक्शन किया था अलॉन्ग विद क्यूजी, तो मुझे लगता है इन दोनों का चलना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और अब टीम स्टैट्स पे भी नजर रखते हैं जॉनी, तो यहाँ पे भी कुछ सिमिलर डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन आपको नजर आ रहा है। 8 मिलू के पास है, 5 एलिम्स क्यूजी के पास है, तो ये दो टॉप फ्रैगर्स है इस टीम के, जो इस पूरी टीम का जो अग्रेशन है वो कंट्रोल करते हैं, व्हिच आई रियली बिलीव। एंड उसके साथ साथ अगर आप देखते हैं बाकी टीम्स के कंपैरिजन पे, अरोरा में आपको टॉप देखने मिल जाते हैं, बट निग्मा गैलेक्सी एज अ सिंगल यूनिट उन्होंने बहुत बढ़िया फंक्शन भी किया है।
बिल्कुल, एंड टोटल 23 पॉइंट्स उनके पास भी थे, अरोरा के पास भी 23 हमें देखने के लिए मिले। लेकिन वाइटलिटी की अगर मैं बात करूं, 3 पॉइंट्स में वो क्यों रुक गए, कहाँ हार गए वो फाइट? मुझे लगता है मिलू का वो रिवाइवल और क्यूजी को थोड़ा सा और एक्स्ट्रा वर्क दे देना, 1v2 करना, वही जगह पे वाइटलिटी हार गए। अगर उस जगह पे एक यूटिलिटी का भी इस्तेमाल करते या फिर जाके पुश करते, सिचुएशन अलग हो सकती थी।
लेकिन अलग सिचुएशंस की बात करें तो लीडर बोर्ड पे कुछ टीम्स ऐसी हैं जिन्होंने एक्सपेक्ट किया था कि उनकी शुरुआत कुछ अलग होगी। मैं यहाँ पे आइडा ई स्पोर्ट्स, S2G, फोर्थ राइट्स की बात करना चाहूंगा और ओरंगुटान और गॉडलाइक की भी बात कर लेते हैं। चलिए, OG लूजिंग 2 प्लेयर्स वेरी अर्ली इनसाइड ऑफ द गेम। गॉडलाइक की जो फाइट थी नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स के साथ, वो भी ज्यादा अच्छी नहीं गई। उन दो फाइट्स पे आपके क्या थॉट्स हैं एंड ऑन द स्टार्ट दैट दीस टीम्स आर हैविंग? आपसे स्टार्ट करते।
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल टॉक अबाउट गॉडलाइक। गॉडलाइक बहुत टाइम तक लाइक बैक टू बैक हमें सर्कल उनको मिलता हुआ देखने के लिए मिला था। नॉर्दर्न साइड पे वो होल्ड कर रहे थे, बट शायद वो टीम वर्सेस टीम फाइट में थोड़ी बहुत दिक्कत हुई क्योंकि ई एरिना की भी एंट्री हो गई थी और थर्ड पार्टी शॉट्स उनके ऊपर आए थे, जहां पे 100 में हमें डाउन होते हुए देखने के लिए मिले। आई थिंक यही रीजन था। ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर मैं OG की बात करूं,
इन्होंने और टियानबा ने तो थोड़ी देर के लिए सबको डराया होगा, बट बाकी टीम्स भी ज्यादा पीछे नहीं है। चाहे हम निग्मा गैलेक्सी की बात करें, ई अरीना की, रोंडो की अच्छी स्टार्ट TTR ने एक्सपेक्ट करी थी, एंड दे काइंड ऑफ डिड ओके। 7 एलिमिनेशंस भी आए। नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स 9 एलिमिनेशंस निकाले, ये भी एक बड़ा थ्रेट बनते जा रहे हैं।
या वो बनते जा रहे थे। अगर वो उनके ऊपर अलूला का वो पुश नहीं आता तो नोंगशिम अपने और 2 प्लेयर्स को रिवाइव कर भी देते। हाँ, जरूर से गॉडलाइक को वहाँ पे वो एक जो पॉइंट मिला वो मिस हो जाता फिर, बट यू हैव टू लुक टुवर्ड्स द पॉजिटिव साइड। आई मीन नोंगशिम का जो परफॉर्मेंस है, हाल ही में उन्होंने कम बैक किया है, अपने आप को उस मोमेंटम में वापस लाया है। तो शायद वो उस टूर्नामेंट के स्टार्टिंग फेज में मिस आउट कर रहे थे, बट दे आर लुकिंग लाइक व्हाट दे आर सपोज टू। एंड मुझे लगता है कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सा फैक्टर भी बन जाता है। नोंगशिम एज अ साउथ कोरियन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, मुझे लगता है अपने रीजन को जब वो रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, उनके ऊपर भी थोड़ा प्रेशर बनता है, क्योंकि उनके रीजन के एक और टीम जो KRX वो बाहर हो गए।
आई थिंक अब तो ये भी अपनी नेशनल प्राइड को डिफेंड करने के लिए यहाँ पे परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं। ऑफ टू अ ग्रेट स्टार्ट, बट अच्छी चीजों की बात करें तो पिछला जो मैच था वो भी काफी अच्छा था। चलिए नजर डालते हैं रोंडो के हाइलाइट्स पर विद आवर कमेंटेटर्स।
मानिया,
I don't know, I just work.
मानिया भी गाली देगा।
Final thoughts, kind of look at the finals as a whole here. I'll start with you, Admino. Well, what's your expectations here for the final? Obviously it's an amazing lineup of 16 teams, arguably one of the best lineups of all time here at PMWC. So how do you think your chances are here?
Well, I wouldn't be saying anything. I'll just prove it by performing over it.
Perfect. How about you, Aru? What are you thinking for the final?
I'm just here game. I don't want to feel any pressure or set unnecessary expectations from myself. If we are going to enjoy the game inside the game, then we are definitely going to perform well as well.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me and best of luck.
W's दोनों भाइयों के लिए W's। मार यार भाई, बड़ा एडमिनो मार के उनको प्रेज कर रहा। मैं बोल रहा भाई तेरे को भी करने के।
But it does end up coming down to Aurora at the end. Even though Enigma Galaxy won, congratulations, Enigma Galaxy. I gotta give this team some props because we're finally seeing the MVPs show up for that squad. But Enigma Galaxy, Coops, especially at the end, what a surprise for them being able to come out with a win.
It's so nice. Just in my notes, I just have Coops because that's all you guys say. Right? I can confirm. Yeah, see that? Yeah.
I can't read that.
Yeah, my handwriting's not great. But Coops was awesome. I really love the jump that they're coming through throughout that game, right? They played on that edge side.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I get it.
Hello.
क्या देखा जाए भाई कॉपीराइट इस पे ना पड़े
top, and I mean, I'm so excited to see what they can do next.
Yeah, for Tiamba, they're looking to carry that momentum that we saw out of them in survival, something that you actually enjoyed watching that game. Is the plan B, the adjustments that Tiamba was able to do, Max?
Because they had a great hot drop, right? I think it was, 9 eliminations after the hot drop? Absolute instant response, seeing we don't want to go out to Hora, we're going to go for an eastern rotation a bit out of their way, but by doing so, he gets the entire team back up, and they get 16 eliminations off the back of that. Eagle, definitely, maybe not in terms of elims, but the MVP of the game in terms of what he allowed his teammates to do this match.
Allowing the team to be able to come back, allowing the team to just be able to just be there for support. Allow the other players to just frag out. And for anybody that had Tiamba, Enigma Galaxy, or Aurora in your predictions, congratulations, because those teams have been performing quite well. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the EWC Play app. Go put in your predictions. You could end up getting some rewards there depending on what your predictions are. And no surprise here that it is Milu from Tiamba with the MVP once again. 8 eliminations. This man is just non-stop right now.
He is. You can't stop this man. He's just going to go from better to better to better performance. Here we go, the head-to-head. You're seeing here 16 eliminations versus 17 of Aura. And if I'm not mistaken, Milu had at least 8 or 9 of those. So
you know how you just had some notes and it was just Coops, mine was just Milu. Man, this man's just chasing that MVP at this point.
He is. He absolutely is. QZZ, though, shout out to QZZ. That 1v2 onto the rest of Vitality. He was wiped out by Aura like seconds later, but yeah, it's some really, really good stuff there. There's a lot more players on the team than just Milu that are really fragging out.
I mean, I was wondering going to this, are we going to get group stage, Tiamba? Are we going to get survival stage, Tiamba? Clearly, get survival stage, Tiamba. Clearly, with its opening performance, 7, it is survival stage champion in the finals.
And we're hoping that that's going to be the case. If you're a
now, how loud can you get? Let's get some noise going!
It's a good crowd. It's a real good crowd here we got here in Paris. Supporting all their teams. I mean, the Enigma Galaxy crowd, they've been loud. We'll see if they can get louder. As Enigma Galaxy are doing fairly well here so far. It's really, really nice to see. I think, again, mad props to Coops. First of all, mad props to actually being here. The guy's dodged so many events at this point. Finally gets to play some matches. But yeah, the rest of the team's also looking fantastic. Ralph looking a little bit more reserved, I would say, in the gameplay, which is good to see. Holding those angles. I actually liked where he set himself up. It became a real nuisance. The big thing was, didn't immediately go down either. And I think a lot of times that's all he needs to do, because he knows the layout of the land. He knows where he needs to be playing. It's just sometimes he'll play those spots and then humble. And that's bad. So he's just letting the rest of his team work those angles whilst he plays that off angle in a really, really strong and quite frustrating spot to deal with. But we're heading over to Erangel now, so probably a little less action involved, a little bit more calm, chilled out as we head in towards the first portion of the day. Fury at last game did come down to Igor once again.
Yeah. And honestly, mate, you know, normally I think you'd favour him in kind of positions like that, where if he had to step up as a solo, it's just how late in the game it was and how strong everyone else he was up against was looking, right? Uncomfortable position to be left in, but hey, they've still squeezed some extra points out of it. So it's better than it could have been. For some of our other talented squads, they're far down the standings, but like you touched on, Rondo is Rondo, and now we get something a little bit more normal. Opening playing path established here, all way down the middle.
Down on that eastern side, Yaz. Opening here for teams to move into. Gatka a little bit harder to get towards on that western side. North George, as well as South George, probably possible. It's just going to be a little bit more of a long approach on that one. Vital is just out early. I don't really ever mind the Kameshki split, honestly, over towards Stalba on that eastern side. You have a lot of position to loot. Most of the time you are not having a second team come over here, so it's just a really good position to get set up in the early game. But man, Tiamba, we didn't talk about them too much at the end of that game, but there is definitely fire in those bellies today. Because to make that push, to make that decision, to just be like, let's have a straight fight on the central compound when we're playing Edge, I don't know what's gotten into them, but I love it.
It is so good. So many elims already, and they just go, I like the look of that position, let's take it off. I'll be having that. Fairly watery circle, mate. Starting off one of these. This has been a consistent trend, at least throughout Survival. We had quite a few very similar to this on our start. Obviously a little bit worse for Vitality with a late rotate all the way down from Stalba with their instant drop from the plane.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. A lot of the rotational tools will probably be removed as well. So it is going to be a long rotate for Vitality, you are correct. That might end up, or probably will end up, creating a little bit more of a passive game for them, a slower game for them. 4 Thrives though, loving life. You know, they get down towards Ferry Pier, the yellow's on the eastern side, there's no one around here, it's chilled out, it's peaceful. You get yourself set up nice and early on one of the prior compounds as we head into Zone 2. I think the scary thing about this one is it does eke in a little bit of Sosnovka, and there isn't a 0% possibility that this doesn't go down towards Sosnovka in the future. It still can, it could even center up around Bridge. Satan on our screens. You know what, the last game, first time I've seen Satan smile this tournament, by the way. Even when they win, he usually looks like something's gone wrong.
He enjoyed that one.
He did like that one. That was a nice win for him.
Yeah, they were chuffed to bits. And to be fair, it was great. You know, nice head-to-head. 2 very talented squads. Lots of contrast of play styles, but Enigma Galaxy proving that it was on the money today in that first game. So low on utility, but made every bit count. Can they keep it going, though? You start well on Rondo. How does it look then moving in here to Erangel? Another chicken dinner, big placements. What are we looking at from them? That'll be a nice, I suppose, sort of litmus test of what the quality of this team's going to be looking like throughout the next 2 days here.
Ida. These guys kind of crumbled. They made the similar approach to Tiamba actually last game, but I think what Tiamba did very differently was they isolated the Vitality compound away from Aurora, whereas Ida kind of came from that north side and just sandwiched themselves. I thought that was a very strange play for Ida to make. I think most of the time most teams would understand that probably don't want to place yourself between those 2 squads or those 2 buildings. They're very popular in that location on Rondo. But I don't think Ida had done badly before. They had some really cool clutch moments, some super awesome 1v3s right at the end of the games. Like, they have what it takes to be a champion, but not like that. Or stop making silly mistakes.
obviously we touched on Vitality going down kind of early into that one. Two other squads that I'm assuming towards the end of the day will be in a very different place to where they are in the standings right now, would be both Four Thrives and Godlike. Two teams that have got so much firepower, even just individuals as well. Yeah. Falak gets some of that old four back out immediately, mate. You won't only see it, you'll hear it from the crowd.
I mean, he looked happy when I saw him this morning. They're ready to go. He's got a little shy smile on him as well. Quite like
it's cheeky.
It's cheeky. But even when I was talking to him yesterday, he seemed like he was ready and raring to go. The rest of the team all looked happy. IQ is in high spirits, which is very, very good news for the team. Be able to give that advice and those crucial bits of information, where the team wants to go, how they want to play it out. You need all of your team to be happy. Though I am kind of worried about Godlike and Orangutan.
Okay.
Not because of gameplay we've seen so far, just because this is a finals at EWC. I think for them, it would be unwise not to say they're under pressure. I think if you're a fan of both these squads, and maybe today looks a little bit rough for them, I would caveat with that there is a tremendous amount weighing down on them right now, being in such a prestigious finals, versus some really damn good squads. I'm hoping they could probably get back into the run of it, like by match 3 potentially. But if it takes till tomorrow, I think that's fine as well. OG already still showing off that they have the rotations capability to make it happen. They got far into that late game. Not a lot of eliminations, that's fine. Godlike similarly, still that aggression in play. I like to see it, but maybe not where we really wanted it to happen during that game.
I think it's also for teams like that, Blank. For our other squads that were forced to play survival stage, you've had to consistently keep grinding and keep that form on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out from your group in those top team spots, you get a few days off, but that does cool you down a little bit. And the thing that's changed is what's going on behind us. The energy in the arena, the noise, the hype. They're getting excited because Four Thrives has made the play. That's IQ with an opening takedown. But that's the difference as well. You come back into this area, Blank. Sure, with the noise-cancelling headphones, they might not be hearing it, but I tell you what, they can feel it. The vibration. I know the floor is trembling under my feet, so it'll be the same down there on the stage for our players. And if you're trying to instantly snap back into that tournament-winning mindset after a few days off with all this going on, it might take a game to try and lock back in.
Yeah. I don't like that, though, from Aurora. Because you can scout that a lot easier just by sending over towards the beachhead, having a look over towards Lighthouse and be like, okay, there's a guy up there waiting. Try and check the girders. I always think it's an odd maneuver to try and just send someone, slingshot them across, and it's like, well, we know there's someone across there though, but you also just lost a player. Like, it's so early into the game, could have even just waited for zone 2. I'm curious to hear what the analyst desk has to say about that, because for me that's just not EWC, PMWC potential. Right? That's not what that is.
Yeah, the trade of it, one player's life, one of your squad mates for an information play, economically, it's not the best trade on it. Especially if we see him get a good run out of this game. Goes down to an awkward fight. One player of difference, Blank.
Hell, I mean, even this circle right now, where it's down towards the eastern side, Four Thrives knows that. This is prime time to go for bridge camps.
Yeah.
Like, if this circle is further over towards the northwest, maybe you don't go for that type of thing. But I think this one, if you're Aurora, it shouldn't be a case of, oh, let's check if there's someone there. You should just know.
Devil's in the details. And it paints a very pretty picture here for some teams. For Aurora, it results in 3 players alive in game 2 to kick us off. Flash also having 1 player knocked here. Zone crunching in. Bridge still in play. There you go, buddy.
Thought that this might be the case. On a circle like that, it's very, very awkward on these types of circles, and it can center up around bridge across both sides, which is super unfun to play. Because now this really could go back over towards Sosnovka. I'm sort of expecting it to head towards the northwest, but for Aurora, they're stuck now. As are Alula. Alula's kind of considering whether we should take an eastern crossing or should we just play over towards the ridge side on the southern edge. It cuts out a massive amount of space though. So much water involved. So teams are just going to be sending towards Ferry Pier because there's safety in that location.
Vitality reality did thunderfoot their way down from Stolberg quite quickly. So you can see there amongst the rest of the pack, everyone else attempting to forge a path into the zone, knowing that play space will be very limited with a decent chunk of it cut out by the water and that bridge dividing either team from each other. Only two squads on the island right now are Alula and Aurora. We've got E-Arena on screen now. This is the POV of Joker. Tianba, though, taking the scrap towards OG. Wizgod being hit very heavy. Trying to stay behind the trees, bro. Luckily still alive.
Yeah, great zigzag. Able to stay out of dodge there for a second. He's very close to going down. AK will be actually challenging this. But man, A-King has been making a name for the DBS, right? You know, there's a lot of nerfs that came through. S12K became the more popularized weapon. Despite that, though, A-King has been consistently winning these trades with it.
He's bringing it back in fashion. Seems like the horror fans enjoying this one so far, getting quite loud there. You see the banner flying. Haru. Oh, going back in. Let's see what he can do with a DBS. Wants to prove he's the DB best up close and personal. On to Schwetz with the opener. Not ideal for his teammates, though, as Joker strikes with a shotgun and Turney K outside twists the knife. Another one falls. An orangutan, it all goes down to just Aru. Trapped behind the bike sheds and laid out by E-Arena.
E-Arena able to remove them. Stepped up to the plate, but not worthy to sit around here with E-Arena, unfortunately. Some good shots at the start there, but started to crumble slightly. Turney K came in like a demon, though, from the sidelines. I think Wizgod was not expecting him to be so up close and personal. Aura played back here. They're over towards the pier itself. Four Thrives mirroring them over towards the eastern side. We are close towards our next circle now. Enigma Galaxy making me laugh at the moment, man. They're like, this circle looks horrendous. We're going to play in our drop spot for the rest of the game. We're going to get very looted before we even think about moving. And we're still on Sosnovka with this one. Four Thrives looking good. Down towards the southern edge here. Vitality trying to confirm over towards that compound that sits towards the field. I don't think that's a bad idea here. Gives you a lot of control of the Longwoods that sits around this area. Not sure what S2G is doing. I think they've got boats. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it seems like at least one boat in play there. Dream scenario, maybe it's a hovercraft wrap back over to the mainland, grab their teammates, then get involved with the action later. Meanwhile, though, Godlike taking on Tianba. Milu on his last leg, suffering a casualty there for the Tianba squad. It's a decent start, but Godlike have received one knock onto their roster. This is the Establisher. You can see the fight here from the top down. QZZ with a nade into the ditch. Manya very low, but backpedals into safety with cover to play with.
First nade goes long here. X-Power holding down the fortress, keeping that drawbridge pulled up. Takes a fair bit of damage here, but he's refusing to move. Manya will reinforce the front gates. Actually, he goes for a swing by, try and get some information on that. So Eagle's going to move round, understanding the position has been compromised.
Slowly trying to take some space back. Faint smoke wall goes up. Ooh, only gets worse for Aurora as well. And that's quick from Alula finding them. This was the other team that was on the island. There's now a third party that's joined them with that late rotation round from S2G. Looks like they did go back to grab the rest of the squad. Yeah, it was Kamikaze in the hovercraft. That's paid off for them to fight towards them. Ulf, interestingly, taking the hit over as well to Godlike. So that battle turns into a third party fight.
For Godlike there, quick swing around. Take shots over towards Ulf. For them, Ulf should be able to pick the players back up. They've got a good spot right now. It's not as safe as they might like it to be, but it is decently central. It feels like the circle's peeling away from Sosnovka at this point. We have very limited space to work with. Alula trying to make the cross. S2G, Hamzi at distance. Will find a shot over towards Aurora there, leaving them at 0. Out of the game early, 23 points is where they'll end. On a single point earned on this one.
So a great start on Rondo, but a bit of taste left in their mouths off the back of the Erangel performance.
But these guys have been playing the same game. I think it's the first time they've been inside the circle since the beginning. How does their entry work, actually? How are we still on the bridge?
Yeah, this is kind of unreal. At some point, I thought we'd move.
Yeah, we're still here. I mean, Sosnovka's still in as well. I cannot believe this.
Luna also took another casualty from S2G on the backside, so they've called it quits and actually rushed over the bridge now into the mainland. Yeah, that's only a trio blank. Damage onto Yasser as well.
Well, Enigma Galaxy might try and trade up. They're just in. They're just in. They're absolutely playing a different game at the moment. I mean, I'm glad finally there's some shots that go towards them now. It's just such a wild play from Enigma Galaxy. Coop's taking a hell of a lot of damage. Will slowly careen it back in towards his team. And lock it down. They have lost one off the back of that. Vehicles are smoking, flaming. Dash with gone. I mean, that's 3 eliminations potential there for them, but they're worried about these sidelines to the side. Furia. Ooh. Go on. Give it some welly.
Tiamba doing Tiamba things once again. Tony K low on HP on the top floor, upside in the attic. Looking for an angle here, but Falak with the distant shot claps back onto Eagle. A-King gets a little bit high octane as he charges through the ground floor. Nade on the stairs. Mormon's cooking one of his own to bounce down. Godlike getting involved with a fight. That's Manya just outside the window. Big Papa Pump in his hands. So many teams crunching in.
Good Molotov here, but really good timing from Godlike as they move into this one, just leaving A-King alive here for Tiamba. Irina on the upstairs with the 4v2v1. Really good stuff. I mean, this is a good entry point coming through for Godlike, and they understand if they can get rid of 2 teams, they're going to be opening up a lot of space down here. Edmino, still at high HP count, but Manya finally does fall here to a nade from Mormon. Tiamba goes down.
Smoke on the stairs. Mormon's going to clear it. Oh, straight in with the clothesline. Whoa, the turnaround. Mormon saying, feed me more as Godlike charge into him. Quick decision, but not fast enough on the mantle. And Sume will save it. But at what cost? The only player left alive for the squad.
I mean, Godlike need more men now. They're only down to 1. What a play from Mormon. The speed, the velocity. Straight in there, no qualms. Now Vitality, they're up into it. This place has been the graveyard of 5 separate teams so far. Vitality finally just come over towards the dregs. The funeral's almost over. Can Saume stay alive as the sole participant?
The Vitality a victim from the top floor. Or will they just be signing their death warrants on entry? Axel being shot in the back. A new challenger arrives. It's Hora in the distance as Jiggle is able to punish and soften them, leaving them with 3 players left. Sume still just guarding the stairs with a nade pin pulled. He's going to go down. Razak on a dive around the corner. He wants to punish him with a shotty and will find it.
Really, really good job from Razak. I think you have to make that play in that moment as well. You hear the pin pull coming down, trying to get the res off. You're trying to go for the revive, get some respite in that location. So Razak goes for the risky play to keep them up as 4, understanding they'll need that amount of players to push through the next couple of compounds. They got Aura in front of them and 4 thrives after that. Alula down towards the south side circle, finally moved away. Still a lot of water on this one. Beachhead does well. Ida, as well as Ulf, now going at it. Play from Ulf downstairs is knocked. They have 4 players up though right now. This is very easy to recover from. Well, it should be.
Whoa, you run straight into that one. Catching the as Ida try and clap back. It's good damage. but such an awkward setup between both of them. Casualties on either side. Scarface looking to go for the pickup play. Meanwhile, outside, Emre charging round with the SMG and denied out by Nongshim Red Force. Tizzy takes that one.
Nongshim could push this pretty quickly. Ulf is not looking too good right now. Nybra's Vitality flipping into action. They lose a vehicle. Razy and Razak try and get the buggy through the window, but end up dismantling through normally. That was a speedy rotate. I like that. You know, cut your losses. Moving through Aura as well as Fourth Rise is going to be hard, and eventually you get third party by one of them. You hear the engagement happening on the north. You send it. Now Ulf is in a very tricky spot. Cut between two strong teams in Nongshim as well as Vitality.
Quick decisions and shades of the Vitality that we were so impressed by prior. Once again, back on our screens, it's only the one elim they've been able to garner so far. But they are licking their lips at the prospect of so much more.
Getting a little bit more here, you get yourself the Naruto skin in-game as well as the Ninetales Fury Org. Both looking very cool here. Ulf's going to hopefully have to drop a substitution jutsu here to try and get out of this one because it is going to be hard. Vitality, Razy, Razak move up. Quick shot over towards Souls. He tries to move around the corner. Nongshim still in play. They're the ones getting the most of the damage though. Federales at least will confirm one. Quick switch round the side. Denying some of the sight lines. As Ulf does go down. Vitality though, they've been hugging the wall so far. Not allowing a single moment for Nongshim Red Force to try and challenge that spot. Razak though, what are you doing? Testing the waters, a little bit hot.
Yeah, I did not like the feeling of that one. Although maybe he wants to go for it from a slightly different approach. Runs back out. Meanwhile, attention turned onto Federales, and that is another knock going the way of Nongshim. Oh, Razak.
Oh, yeah, good shots.
He's got so easy, very low. Nade right on top of him as well, following up from that. Oh, mate. Hyunbin with the instantaneous conversion. Now it's a raw 3-on-3. Luckily, they will save Federales, but he's got to top himself back up.
I mean, Razak understood the idea. Now tries to get up towards the wall, create a different angle to deal with. Nongshim was quick to it. Hyunbin pushing up right now. He's a little bit close for comfort here. But I think they know they want to get rid of this guy sooner rather than later. But he has pulled these kind of antics before. Getting a little too aggressive without the help of the rest of the team. So easy goes down the back lines as Flash starts to move on through.
Tizzy tries his might. Rapid shots coming out, but not enough to finish Vitality. The end of Nongshim Red Force. But it does leave Vitality slightly weakened. And Flash, they are next in line to try and keep them pinned here, knowing eventually they'll have to move. Slightly paranoid about the other teams that could be behind them.
Blue is ushering Vitality forward. Swinging in on the same angle as Flash. How will they make this work? S2G, you were right. You were actually right. They had two hovercrafts in play. Being able to keep both of these alive all the way through to this end game is giving them a lot of pressure. Lost. Isn't quite able to get it up though. And the hovercraft is stuck on the side. Yeah, just
armor of these big hovercrafts in play. If you say like this, man, if you can get them into the zone, there could be a lot. You could do with it late game. I'm surprised the Lula have been able to guard this for so long, make it look uncomfortable. Nade after nade as well, just trying to soften them up.
Vitality do move over to the side. They're looking down up top side. Looks fairly decent on that one. Airburst are slightly too far. This is some comedy. Not gonna lie to you.
Okay, they should be able to clean up from here at least. As long as there's not any more mistakes. It's damage done onto Soul K, but they do hold on. Shut down Alula.
What was that?
Bit of a weird one.
It was a weird one. I'm glad you picked it up strong, though, because, I mean, it is an important fight. It's just interesting. Vitality go down in the meantime as Flash continues to push the advantage. But it is majority of Fourth Rise doing that damage. Enigma Galaxy, after their strange approach from the early game, now going out slowly but surely. Just Ralph as well as Lord. Flash has been all over the place so far. Next circle will pull in, stage 7. Fourth Rise have been weathering it, though. They have held a ton of space. It has been a little bit greedy, but they've been doing a good job of playing off one another. Yes, they're taking some knocks here and there, but they've maintained a 4-man. They're in this area early, and they understand better than anyone else. This is a game that they should be doing well on. I don't think I'd put as much pressure on and say this is a game they should win from the spot they had at the start, but it should be at least a top 5, which I think, you know, we've already achieved. So this is a good game from Fourth Rise and shows that they still have it in them.
With them being able to have enough timing here to get IQ back up once again, the 2-2 split from them could still pay dividends massively. It's been a very elongated firefight between them and Hora, effectively just mirroring each other's movement up along the ridge into the zone. A little bit more split here. No Fear in the back, trying to protect some Overwatch. Right above you in the building as well. Meanwhile, that's an engagement over onto Enigma Galaxy. S2G, after moving in and cleaning out Alula, they head center zone, and they find the final blow there. Goodbye, Enigma Galaxy. S2G stealing points here, there, and everywhere.
Do we have to call this play the kamikaze from now on, where S2G just launch him out like a rocket to center circle and leave him there on his own? He loves it. This is the kamikaze. This is crazy stuff. The rest of S2G trying to regroup with him, but it's not likely. Kamikaze in play right now. The other hovercraft does go down, not really any other vehicles. Might need to regroup, pick it back up again, but Kamikaze, he's going to hold that spot. He's planted the flag, the S2G flag. T24 goes down, jiggle around the side.
Ooh, Sleepy. Top side of the stairs, but you can't weather the storm as Fourth Rise arrives, and the brain of the operation kicks in the brawn. The shotgun does damage. Falak there in the back line to assist, but No Fear charging up. He's going to play on the edge, wants to run in now with the timing, see if he can shut them down. Falak charges back, can't do it. No Fear holds on. Quick switch to the primary. Gets himself onto an off angle. With one more play, if he can shut down IQ, he can take out Fourth Rise, and that's how he does it. No Fear from Hora stands on.
Absolutely not frightened in the slightest as he moves downstairs, pushes up into the dark, and Fourth Rise will fall. Win up against the world right now. DPS at distance, he's fighting all of them, but S2G falling in the meanwhile. No Fear, there's a possibility of winning this if he wants to push out right now.
Involved in the action. Everyone's weakened. Doesn't have all the info we do right now. He's going to top himself back up, play the slow game. That's Flash. Losing their last man there with Kamikaze continuing to punish. Oh, a horrible spot. Tries to get the heal in. Kamikaze's got a single nade in the back pocket if he chooses to dash it. They've got clear vision now. Peppering the bullets. This is it. Pulls the pin, looking to cook. Let's see if he can land it.
Kamikaze looking for it now. A bit of splash damage. But not that just there yet. Kamikaze keeps spraying the right location with the bullets. Peppering the ground. Picking up mud. Solke in the back lines. What's left out here? Quite an unfamiliar target. Solke will take down Tops. But Kamikaze is out and we're down to a 1 versus 1 versus 1. The outside contender in No Fear. Solke looking at both angles.
The battle of the solos to decide our second game chicken dinner. No Fear already picking up that big clutch. He's amped up as an individual. Got a rough read on where he believes Solke can be stationed, tucked in behind this burnt out hovercraft.
I don't think he knows. I think he knows there's a team in that general direction, but he does not know where No Fear is. Hamzy G finally goes down. I think No Fear has a rough idea that he's playing on this hovercraft, though. He has the information. Watching both of them. This would be an unbelievable double clutch up versus Fourth Rise into the last two teams. CS is just pushing forward. Instant spot, though, over towards No Fear. And now Zeus with all to do here. Flash, who had swept everyone aside. Solke, the last to fall potentially here versus Team Flash.
Zeus. The lightning reactions for Flash have guaranteed them a second place, but can he take it to first, or will Soke get it done for S2G? A smoke wall, giving him limited play space. That tree, the only protection for the peak for Flash. He's going to make his move, starts charging in, wants to close the distance. Here's the peak up, bullets on target. Sweer so low, buckles under the pressure. That's the damage coming through as they lock it in.
S2G, Kamikaze with the Kamikaze play towards the center. It's an explosive finish right at the end. But Solke steps up, a lad that's been in the esport for the longest of time. He's still got it in him.
Feeding the crowd energy. A celebration in unison for the nation as they pop off on that one. S2G locking it down and everyone's living it up.
And it's all in the name because it is all gonna be okay at the end of the game for S2G. They had a lot of confidence coming into this one. They look good on the stage. They look good in the game. Is this the S2G comeback that we were looking for?
Aggression, confidence, some brilliant gun skill. Showing us a lot of the moves we needed to see on that one. A smart rotation from start to finish as well, playing by their own rules, Blank.
I think the thing for me is just, man, 2 matches so far, they have been both electric. I mean, this shot from Zeus.
Oh, the quick reactions, dude. That sent me.
His eyes must be going 2 different directions, man. He'd be seeing everything.
He was so locked in for an S2G fight. I don't even know how he clocked him, but instantly.
He said it, lightning flash reactions. That's what it is. I mean, it's so good from this team so far. I mean, they were involved in everything. Yeah. I think Horror, honestly for them, yeah, it's a tough fight versus 4Thrive, but you've got to be happy with the way that No Fear clutched up there. That is an incredible finish of those guys. Yes, Horror had a good spot on the sideline, but it's so many teams constantly pouring in, cycling out, time and time, constantly pouring in. Game whatsoever.
And you can feel it looks a little bit.
better, but so many good scenes. I'm very confident to say this is about as competitive as Novo. Straight through the center, really easy one here, Jackie, very nice. I think most people can get exactly where they need to go. Aurora, last game, like you said before, looked a little bit weakened, right? I mean, even Max picked up on it. He was saying that, hey, as the team's very experienced around this area of the map, should not be going down so early like this. It should be a game that you are a bit more in control of. Wasn't the case here. Tiamba, they go out early. Stand a little bit further down towards the south side of the map on the west.
Yeah, you'd hope they'd be able to bounce back from that one here. Obviously, it was a nice start of game one, but that didn't really translate over. Has meant there was a little bit more fluctuation in the standings, and obviously for Tiamba as well. Far quieter, it was 16 eliminations on their opening game of Rondo, only 2 added to that count. See, Milu still living his movie though in terms of individual plays, as he was popping off on Rondo. It was a big piece of the team. I wonder if we'll have something early here from Hora and Aurora. Where's that zone going to go? We've had some wacky zones this LAN. It's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, most circles have just been very strange so far, very odd to play. We had a couple towards the end of survival stage, which I think I was quite grateful for, that were more normalised on Erangel at least, where teams could actually play out their game. Enigma Galaxy versus Ida. No idea why this is happening, by the way. It's actually very strange. And I'll explain once it's done. I mean, Kalaris already went over it in the interview, but the context is crazy on it. Ralph with the M249. There's some good shots done. Actually, the Mechanics doing quite well here, but already losing a player does feel bad, and it being Coops is even worse. Take him on the side. Lord hits some shots with Abacan. It's back and forth here. Swain last left to face. And Ralph will get it done with the M249. He's screaming.
He's up. He's standing up.
Give them large for that. It is absolutely insane that they continue to come here. For context, Enigma Galaxy has dropped in this location for years upon years, and they say it every time. In fact, they actually say it to the crowd and to all the players, we will never switch our hot drop, so it is never worth it to fight Enigma Galaxy inside of Pachinki. Sadly for them, Fourth Rise feels like we can get some easy points off the back of this one. You guys just come off a fight. We know you've come off a fight. This is a great read from Fourth Rise. Actually, look this.
Oh, man, he didn't see him on the angle. 4-5, spotting Lord. So as much as there was a pop-off of them defending their home turf on the hot drop, like you say, Fourth Rise know you're slightly weak. They'll look to get in there, twist the knife, and completely knock them out of the game, denying any more points on this.
I mean, to be honest, you do wonder if Fourth Rise boys, they see a big hubbub go over to by the Enigma Galaxy camp, and they're like, they've just won that fight.
We should get involved.
We should fly over. Oh, cheeky work, but you got to make the point somehow. Ralph with the M249. Looking for some good damage, but the shouts from the crowd start to ring out. Fourth Rise might look to back away from this one, allowing Ralph as well as Satan to live another day. Circle did move up towards the northeast side. I don't know what Ida's doing, man. It's akin to throwing away all of your Erangels.
Yeah, it feels like one of those where it's kind of cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah.
As much as, you know, it's your spot too. If it's not working, you got to adapt. Gigantic prize pool on the line. You fought this hard to be in finals. Don't ego challenge if you don't need to. But for Fourth Rise, can they find those elims they wanted off the back of this counter play? T24 spotted on the drop. Let's see if he can go for the peak off this. And of course for you, you can get involved with that Naruto event at home.
4T up top. T24, he's got an inkling. Smells him out on this one. Senses his Reiatsu inside the building. Satan underneath. Ooh, slightly slow on the timing there, and T24 tries to use the DBS. He's swinging around in circles. Satan's not sure where to look on this. The rest of Fourth Rise will come into hold. Finds the first. Takes more damage though. Ralph is nowhere nearby to help. Drops him down to 1. And it's an easy revive here on T24 inside the building. Church held.
Then get the revive back on T24. But Ralph's just had to stay, man. It's where he's been for so long.
You'd be furious.
Yeah, you'd be fuming.
You win it twice. You win the hot drop twice back to back. It happens again, it costs you your game. And not even because of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whereas the thing, it just comes back to haunt you, right? Here we go. This is the full replay on it, so you get all the action. Oh, mate, it's carnage from the start. Obviously, we had Coops go down early. Like you said, they pop off to win it. We saw the celebrations from Ralph literally sending a message live in the event. Live in the flesh. Said it with his chest. They deserve the drop spot. But Ida don't want to give it up. And it's just really making it uncomfortable for both of those teams to get anything in these games.
It's the best Nick McGuinness he's looked in a long time as well. I think that's the saddest thing about it. And now it's happening in finals. But it's happened so frequently in the past as well, where Nick McGuinness has just got to challenge another team for their drop spot. It's not guaranteed theirs for sure, but they've held it the entire tournament. Oh, come on, guys.
No fear getting ran down by Aurora, as Top will find him on the move. Fourth Rise did peace out, going slightly deeper into the zone to do a bit of loot, and obviously wasting a decent amount of time on that as well for the elim they were able to garner.
Vitality down towards the southwest, started in Kameshki style, but this time we're taking him over towards Gatka, but they grabbed themselves the loot truck, fiend as much as they can out from there. Circle up towards that north side, split between the lake, Yasnaya on the south side, on school, as well as Severny, shooting range area. Tiamba tighten it in with E-Arena, Aurora, Godlike. Salme currently holding down the gas station, pops up tire. He can't come through here for repairs. He's got more bullets though.
Yeah, only 18 left. One in the clip, 17 in a hole. Let's see if he can turn some bodies cold on this push-up. Top going to drop down back behind the car. So Aurora taking a fair bit of damage. More reserve taps now. Got to find himself some ammo to play with. Switch it out to the Tommy just to keep the pressure on them. Suppressive fire.
Yeah, spraying it through, cutting the grass, but not quite finding the shots over towards the players. Next circle, 10 seconds roughly on this one. Aurora's still figuring out where they want to play. Probably going to be a big old retreat here out. Migrate for a lot of squads. Hard shift potentially. No, actually. Very, very kind up towards that north side. Obviously, Lake is a bit of an awkward one to play around. You're going to see a lot of people playing on the rocky outcrops. The staging that goes up towards Stalba, big old mountainside. There is also... Never mind, it's horrible. I lied to you. It's not great. You've got the field down towards Yasnaya too, so there's not a huge amount of fun spots to play in. You have to decide a rotation in now and quickly. Do you wrap on the north? Do you wrap on the south? Because you can't really change that as time goes on because of Yas Lake.
Mormon from E-Arena once again, being able to throw out some big uppercuts. That's back onto Aurora. So a single knock there with the Tianba POV on rotation. Get themselves into a fair place so far. Mormon keeping it going. Ooh, and that's Vitality as well, with Razy hitting a very big blow back onto Godlike. A lot of fights breaking out across the battleground. Individuals being knocked. Ulf coming in with some show-stopping rotates. Oh, right into the nade. Wiz God had that one ready for him.
Got it primed. I mean, for Ulf, Aaron comes in swinging. But yeah, got shot down very, very quickly there. Scarface looks to send a nade, but I don't even know if I think it's worth it anymore to go for this. Also deep on the south side of the map. Need to swing back further up in Yazway. Alula instantly takes up the cliffside. Aurora decides they're going to go loot Severny. I mean, to be fair, they had taken quite a fair hit earlier on. Spent a little bit of ammo. Potentially some of the vests are starting to wear down, some of the helmets. Get some resets on that before you get moving.
Tiamba tackling against the Vitality Killer Bees once more. And it's Milu that's already showing that consistent form. Putting himself up to 10 elims on the day, I believe, then after that. Nice start for the first 3 games.
Milu keeping it a little bit quiet though. And now playing a little bit of a split on this one. They've got Eagle a little bit further forward, perched up. Over towards Aura. Very much slowing down now at the halfway portion, Jackie. Trying to maintain some of that lead because some teams have struck out in a big way. I mean, Enigma Galaxy absolutely 30 points right now. Aurora at 26. They were able to earn 3 after that last game. In the first, I think they got 23 on that one. So last game was a bit of a dud. Hope they can find more of this one. Centers up over towards Tiamba as well as Aura. So those 2 compounds there are going to be a really big deal. Aura actually has the high ground on this one, the plateau that surrounds them. Very nice to be able to take shots out towards teams as they push on in. Sadly, Alula's much more high ground spot gets pulled off. So you're going to have to move over towards that western side. Yasser pulled away. Let's move for 4 Thrives though, Jackie. This is good.
4 Thrives still looking pretty nice in some of the encounters we've seen individually. Another roster we know that can be very explosive. Let's see if they can bring the boom on this one straight up towards the setup from Alula. Quick on top. Got a pump action in the back pocket ready for it if they can close the gap. Bit of overwatch from R3B on the top side with Claws relatively close to assist. Fast reactions onto the position of Falag, but the shot's not connecting.
Falag taking a little bit of damage here, down to half. Claws as a nade though, it's not the craziest of sends on this one. Good bounce on it, actually. That would have been on target if he hadn't moved, and Falag just takes the time. Here's the arc on that one. So want to have any part of it. Tough circle though, man. Very, very tough circle. The majority of the center is taken up by that water. I actually do really like S2G's position. They're playing over towards those compounds that sit just a little bit east over towards the lake itself. Oh, sorry, the cliff face. You got flash down towards those compounds, but S2G currently playing on that rocky outcrop on the northern side, just holding out teams on the south here. Tiamba's actually even going to crunch in towards that little bank.
Fine margins between this going wrong for either of these 2 teams in 4 Thrives and Alula. So not wanting to risk it too much. Meanwhile, OG crossing past the crosshairs of Nonshin Red Force with Zizzy taking the peak over the top. Got the heavy weaponry ready to rock them if they stay close by. And luckily they have at least been able to create some space between the 2. Double back over to the bridge where Rolf is stationed.
Yeah, they know OG's in the area as well. See, Aaron struggled versus them earlier on his flying maneuver into the gas station. Tried to go for the movie entrance, but we went straight to credits instead. Yeah, Ulf hoping to hold them on the bridge side. Next circle, though, I'm feeling the pizza slice here over towards the west. I mean, Aurora currently have a really strong position on it, and we do head over there, in fact. But it's like a case of Aurora holding the central spot. They have a lot of 360 vision, but it's very open, Jackie. It's a very, very open area, a little bit unfun. There's quite a few radio towers and the square concretes that sit underneath them that end up being like where you play. You literally just lie down next to them, try and set up vehicles. You can see Vitality already sending over. But this is quite a nice spot for Aurora. It's a tiny bit of hard cover, A little bit of a crescent lit behind them as well.
And that's the last man for Enigma Galaxy, and Ralph trying to stay alive for as long as he can, but finally falls to S2G. S2G possibly being collapsed upon as well by 4 Thrives. They fall next.
Yeah, good fight. Very good fight from 4 Thrives. S2G tried to jump the gun there, Jackie, and ran straight into titanium wall. A lot of hopes riding on these 3 players from Aurora, though. Another good game here. Sets them a little bit further ahead. Make up for that previous match there on Erangel. Not the greatest of pushes across the bridge to begin.
To be fair, with Nigma and S2G going down early, not really acclimating too many points on this one. It could be the dream recovery for Aurora if they can keep it up. Unfortunately for Godlike, Adamino unable to withstand the hit that is thrown towards him. Furia will get their mates back up and live on to fight on this one. 4 of our squads out of the running into the 3rd game so far.
Nongshim on that south side, actually trying to push on in, but there's quite a few teams there. Nongshim's just going to barge over towards OG. Atanki's already down. Another nade towards the backside here. Good damage from Hyunbin, as always. Looking very, very strong. Hits the deck. Good dodge on that. Second nade's a bit stronger, though. Aru now needs to get back into action. The rest of Nongshim Red Force lagging behind as Flash still continues to create a little bit of a nuisance for them in tops.
Back and forth blows, but Orangutan still being able to withstand. Uncomfortable for Nongshim, actually, man. Yeah, that's a nice flick back up towards the Wizard Tower, and it keeps him pinned in position so he can't provide too much Overwatch.
Bad spot now. I mean, no position to help the rest of his team. It's a cool side swipe coming through from tops as well. Caused so many problems on the back line there for Nongshim Red Force. Just weren't quite quick enough. He's going to have an even deeper look into this one. He wants to get up close and personal, investigate. Potentially some more eliminations here left at the crime scene.
He's still trying to get an angle on this. The minute you got to move, he'll be ready for the catch. And Furia over on the other side of the coast have been taking shots over as well, so it's all been a little bit uncomfortable for the 4 squads that have been collapsing in onto that one position. This gas station for OG somehow being a very formidable defensive area.
Oh. Calling it from zone 3 there. I got a little bit lucky, but yeah, Aurora in a really, really good spot now. This is definitely redeemable city here for Aurora. We just need to not see them go for something silly again. That is all.
Yeah, just keep their cards close to their chest and be able to close this one out with some good plays. To be honest, mate, that is kind of the dream with what we saw off the back of this game with the other squads above them falling out early. It has presented that opportunity, and like you say, if they can grab it, you've recovered from that. We can all forget about game 2. Everything looks good for them, and they'd actually be on that podium spot in first place come the end of this game. But that's still in the future. Still a lot of other teams that could potentially look to upset them. So we'll stick with the narrative as it develops. This is their position right now. 4 Thrives going in against the arena. Doc looking to decimate some damage out, and he does hit nice. Good shot onto Falak. A little bit more they can do here.
I like that, though. Good smoke. Oh, towards the rock side to kind of isolate this engagement between them and 4 Thrives in the arena on the northern edge. Makes a ton of sense to me as well. That vitality location is going to be a real problem for you. That's a long nade. Ooh. Actually hits on target. Great damage. And they just keep on pumping in. 4 Thrives are out. Bloody hell, I mean, that's some massively long nades on that one.
Just chaining them together as well, one after another, after another. They want to go in to grab the bits, drop the smoke, try and stay alive. Issue is you're now in a position where other teams can take shots onto you for free.
Yeah. Good. I mean, Doc is holding on. He is holding on. I think he's got that mentality where it's like, well, I'm sorry guys, I ran out that time. I will play anchor for the rest of the day, and I will keep you lads safe. It's a good shot over towards Silence. The rest of Fury need to re-angle over towards it, but it takes a gun away from that western side. But Aurora had to do that. They had to push over towards 4 Thrives. They knew that it's not likely in the near future they're going to be getting many more death crates, and they need that util. They need that ammo to carry on inside of this match. Tiamba though looming off in the wings.
Had to restock and get themselves ready for what's yet to come. Tiamba, they've been doing a pretty effective job of harassing a lot of our other squads from distance as well throughout the past couple minutes, keeping pressure on them. Playing a little bit safer here in their setup. Window peek with good eye line onto some of the other teams. Scarface on the long wrap around back up the coastal ridge over towards the bridge side. Going to be coming in from the back near Vitality and Flash. This is his angle on the move. Ooh, spotted out. Starting to lose his HP bit by bit. Got to drop down to the deck and hope that he can hold on.
Kind of not sure how he's lived this long. I mean, Tops has got to know someone's mover here. The pitter-patter of the footfall. Close the distance. Scarface is instead just going to go for the heel. Tops pulls the pin. He should know. It should be right on the edge of the blue here. Good air burst will do the trick. Ruins the amount of healing that came through there. Aura from the sidelines, though, will get sleepy and over towards Bose. Top, though, is the one to refrag over towards that. Tiamba aching moving forward. Gets behind that radio tower. This is a good spot to aggress over towards Aurora on. But more importantly, hold out on the southeast side. Good nades again. Goodness me, Aurora's having none of it.
You feel the base on that one. More coming as well. Airburst over the top side, trying to arc it round the corner. Ooh. Eagles crossing his fingers, hoping the smoke is enough to get the pick-up play back on Aching to stay alive.
I wonder if they're going to push this, Jackie.
I mean, with a molly, you could. You get the spread on it, just try to follow up off the back. You know they're weak.
Man, I think they just wanted to get the flush at least, but not meant to be. That's a lot of nades invested there for basically nothing. Aking's going to send back one of his own. Now they're fully set up over here on the radio tower. Good Molotovs, we have a bit more damage done. Chip damage from the nades should be good enough. So start to bombard now. They're splitting the difference on these ones. They know they have to go for one side, and it is over towards Dog. Survives the first blaster shrapnel and should survive the second.
So many nades though. And Doc, although the shrapnel hits him in the face, he takes that peek and shuts one player down once again. 6 nades thrown out for no real follow-up from it. So it goes both ways for either of these two teams. Top with the instant adjustment back over onto E Arena. No, he's being collapsed upon from 2 sides between this team.
Shreps now. Get the res on of E Arena. E Arena, you know, actually haven't been too bad. I think for the points they currently have, it's 19. But they've been consistently up towards at least the top 8 every game. Vitality still taking more shots here. Tiamba is the one to take down Tops. Tiamba's playing as a 4-man, and genuinely the way they weather the storm here versus Aurora, they have a place to play inside the circle going forward. It's more about dealing with the couple of players inside of that shack right there, and it's hard to line up those nades past the side. Always have that angle of Doc to worry about. He is so critical to his other 2 teammates living.
Schweppes with a bit of a forward scout play in the buggy, reading onto it. QZZ was knocked towards the backside. Thing is though, they've been here for so long and they've invested so many nades, so many bullets that they're starting to run dry and can't actually push out to get themselves anything. Availability of crates becoming an all-time premium. The longer this goes on, the worse it gets for Tiamba.
Yeah, they needed a break, honestly, and that break was going to come in, be able to get those shots, get those nades over towards Aurora. The Arena making a massive swing. Mormon's got 5 nades to play around with too. QZZ finds shots over towards Vitality. They are trying to stop 2 teams from squeezing them together. But this is a good play. This is actually a good play. It's a desperation play, but it's one that's very much needed for Tiamba right now as A-King moves in. Razak last step alive. Where's the rest of the team? QZZ moves up. How is Razak living this?
Oh, this is unbelievable. Razak raising hell amidst the chaos as he stands strong to punish back. Vitality looked like it was all said and done, but they pop off on that one against Tiamba's clash in, knowing they needed to shut them down to get themselves any sort of ammunition, any kind of supplies to play on. And it does not work how they wanted.
Wild stuff. The arena now. Send some nades in. Joel's the first to fall off the back of that. They have just played this game nice and slow from that northern side, trying not to get too involved in things. They've been saving up these nades for that end game. Mormon will move in and just completely cleans them out. This guy's been unbelievable with the S12K today.
Finishes off the stragglers. Slowly but surely the team's exit stage left and the final fight begins to have itself set up. Furia coming back in with some of that firepower we had seen prior. Good damage onto E-Arena. It's Tony K that's knocked behind the hard cover. Joker looks to wrap over to see if he can save his mate and put them back into an equal situation. 3 versus 4 right now. Schweppes warding off Ayala.
Igor's Mormon still coming out strong. He wants more on the game, and they are delivering. Igor's down, big player on the squad. Now it's time for the likes of Ayala as well as Chief to stand up tall. E-Arena, they saved all their potential up for that late game, though. We saw how much ammo they still had on board, how many smokes they still had remaining. His team basically played this one out for the chicken dinner. For E-Arena, it's sort of not worth it unless they get the chicken dinner on this one. The amount they saved up, 5 nades still in the hand of Schweppes. Getting a second place is nice though, but yeah, it's this open ground, disgusting to work with. Furia is lining up for a big old bombardment from E-Arena in the near future though.
He go down, man. It's kind of so brutal because he really has been this pop-off player for the team. Is that going to be enough of a deficit to really make this one uncomfortable?
Igor, he's just providing all the information back all the time. Chief moves up over towards the loot crate. The nade has to be invested. Don't use that on that. Yeah, good. I was thinking that he was going to send it over towards Igor's. But he is just calling every single time they pull the pin on this one. When to move and when not to. Finally the play zone takes him out and Fury is blind again.
Now, standoff between these two teams with open space in front of them, waiting to be crunched forth. Silence with the big guns in the back line, ready to spray. A lot of nades invested, dashing them in towards the middle here.
I mean, they're mega blind. I mean, they can't have moved that far. Unless Igor's giving back the worst information in the world, but... I mean, for Fury, I think there's a little bit of scaredness of that front line being aggressed upon. Schweppes pulls the nades. We are playing battleships right now. Grenade to E5. You missed by a mile.
Just dashing him out. He's gone wide, man. Start a forest fire out in this field of Erangel right now. Be the best opportunity for them. That one actually hits.
He's having to drive into it, though. Okay.
Assist.
I mean, I think we could just wait on these nades. There's plenty of time to wait on this one. E-Arena can play off the back of the tree in the near future. Ayala's just going to swing round, right?
Not how I expected the first domino to fall, but that's Ayala going in and opening things up with an advantage for E-Arena.
This is PMWC here at EWC. Some
There's been an end game. It has been an end game. Igor's confused everyone. Silence now. Trying to be as quiet as possible. Decent Molotovs, these ones, actually. Trying to catch them on the rotate out. MG3 could make all the difference. Joker's about to send this nade back into the blue.
A little bit of a pre-fire. Problem is, the info goes both ways. Silence got a good read of what angle they're actually playing from now.
Oof. He actually did.
Oh, okay. Chief with a peek up. There you go. Follow up off the back of it. Let's see if they can deal some damage. Silence peeks up. Warning shots out. Low on health. Got about half left to play with. Runs in towards the tree. He's got the shotty in his hands now. Yeah, all right. It's all kicking off here. They're going to be able to find it through in the end. E-Arena do clutch on. A bit of a topsy-turvy one, but a chicken dinner they'll still be proud of.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you, really? Good game from E-Arena. I think that the game plan was great. I think everyone confused one another right at the end. Igor's, as he went down, I think he might have thrown out some information that was maybe less than useful. Unfortunate stuff. To be fair, whilst he was still alive, they had a real good pinpoint on what E-Arena was doing. So I am joking. It's a joke, guys. I do think Igor's a great player. But yeah, still a weird endgame.
Yeah, it was a lot of utility investment with not too much information. Kind of felt like it was, we don't want to push, so we're just going to lob everything.
Yeah.
And then have that respectful gunfight once we get in.
Exactly. Because I do think that for E-Arena, they just wait a little bit longer, play up towards the tree line. With the amount of nades they had, they could have blanketed the entire thing. But even then, they were like bouncing them out into the blues. It's a little strange. And you're right. I also did not expect that to be the first domino to fall, which was just Tyler just getting mega impatient.
After all that waiting, it was kind of really like a curveball just came in. Swift gut punch. Didn't expect that.
I know they're behind. I'm just going to go for it. All right. Confirmed, that's where they are. You're dead, Tyler. That's where they are, lads.
Yeah, I got the info.
Okay.
Got the info.
Info game. Sick of playing battleships. But yeah, overall, I think if we look a little bit prior into that game, I think Aurora, the way they set themselves up, not bad, but there was a couple moments where it got real hectic. I think a lot of teams made it far into that end game. Tiamba play out that radio tower really, really well. Even I think Tiamba's decision making does require bringing up a little bit. The fact that they decided to push over towards Vitality in that moment, the play almost works, but the speed at which they do it, like we're getting crunched right now, we have to just fly over towards this team and take them out. They have no qualms about just fully going for it. I really like that, and I think that that's the type of playstyle that's going to win you games more often than it loses them.
No, absolutely. I think, again, that was one where it was like Razak just kind of popped off on the hold.
Yes.
Honestly, it was better play from him than it was bad play from them. He just popped off on a solo mission where it's like, oh, fair play. You've actually kind of owned us there.
Yeah.
But what the play was meant to do was great. They needed ammo, they needed supplies, and they went for it. So
absolutely.
It was a head-on call.
It was the right thing to do. And the right thing for us to do right now is to go for a little moment with the boys over on the stage, and we'll be back real soon.
Bowers here at PMWC 26, joined by John Allen, Kalaris and Neptura, and we're playing a round of Hot Drop Darts.
Ooh, we're going to be getting stuck into the board, hopefully. Maybe not for some. Some are having a bit of trouble during practice, but we're going to be taking some shots at the board. The person with the least score is going to have to give their hot take, so let's jump into it. You guys, I think you two have to go first.
I think we get Nep up there first. Let's get Nep's in a prime position for this. I feel like I'm in the danger zone, but let's see.
Get ready to dodge.
Oh, it's your best one. Yeah, that's
it's on the board.
Thank you very much. Okay, till Thursday.
And Kilaris up to the bat. Oh, okay, all right.
Okay. This is good.
There you go, James. There you go.
Shuffle in.
Thank you. Don't hit me, please. Oh, it's a 17. Currently, Nep's in last with 6.
No way. Oh, a double 17.
It's a triple 17.
It's a triple one, I don't know.
That means Neptura is last.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what's your hot take, Neptura?
My hot take is that the Uzi is a bad weapon and shouldn't be played. That's it. Wait.
This one was Neptura.
That one was mine.
The bullseye.
No, it's in 25.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's you.
Well, she's already done a hot take now, so.
You did that on purpose.
No, I didn't do anything. All right, here. Go on.
John starting us off. Let's see. Oh, hey.
A 5.
It's
Not
in.
bad.
That's all that matters, really.
It's on the board.
Here we go.
I haven't missed.
Kalaris now. Forearm strength. It's good. It's good.
Ooh. That could be a treble.
That's nice.
Get out the danger zone. The splash zone's coming for you, KO.
Good maths.
Whoa. Oh, that's a triple.
Okay.
Triple 3.
God. All right, here you go, mate. Take this.
I'm pretty sure it's currently the lowest. Wait, no, it's not.
I'm
John's
on a
the
5.
lowest. Yes, John's the lowest.
Or is that a 2? It's a 5, I think.
It's a 5.
Oh, and that's a 2.
That is a 2.
I've been saved by the upside down
It's true.
version of my own
Jackie,
number.
it's your turn.
There you go.
Gosh.
Okay. Hot take. Dino Park and Vikendi, infinitely better than Rondo. I miss it. Bring it back.
Oh, okay.
All right, considering I actually lost the first round, I should probably do a hot take because I cheated you out of it. I'm so sorry. Tiamba will not win PMWC despite looking really good.
I feel like I've got to follow in with a hot take as well.
Oh, okay.
I feel like over-reliance on ARs, nonsense. I want DMRs in, give the players a little bit more expression in the secondary slot, you know? Those submachine guns, something else popping in. Give a little bit more individuality. That's what I want to see.
I like it.
Don't give me this mic. You know what I want? I want all of your opinions from the viewers at home. You in the chat. Tell us what you think. Let us know right here, right now. What are your controversial takes?
If I'm not mistaken, Niftura, I think you actually won at darts, and I think you got that chicken dinner.
I did.
You were lied to, but
Very mad.
in this last game, E-Arena wasn't lied to, Max, because E-Arena came out with the win.
I never know how to react to an E-Arena win now since that Rondo 39-pointer. I'm like, okay, that's great. That's a cool win. But what's next? No, it genuinely was a good game. It was a very open-ended finish between Furia and E-Arena. I think it was kind of even-steven until eventually Ayala got a little bit overly aggressive on that push. Then he gave them an advantage, and E-Arena using every resource they had available to get that win. Good to see, but again, I need to see that continue in your next coming matches.
Take it away, Lace. I know you've been wanting to talk about this team for a minute.
Hey, Arthur, I am revoking your driver's license because I was waiting for the Furia drive by Max. E-Arena, obviously, they deserved that win because of Furia and their driving and not taking that position early on. I mean, I liked the way that they sort of held out E-Arena early on in the map. Yeah. They had Silence kind of scouting Vitality's movements right down at the south side. So this was such a better play from them. They're actually defending and looking where other teams are sort of pushing into that position. They had such a strong split hold. Obviously, a little bit of tunnel vision coming out of some of the players there, and then I don't know what the vehicle situation was, and you could hear me screaming in the back. He's like catching nades with the vehicle as well, and I'm like, what plan is this? They had such a strong position after getting like
This one.
After moving their way into zone on the rotation on the southern side, Max.
Look,
I'll give you a mic back, Neptune. I'm really upset.
I know what happened, actually. I was talking tonight. I saw him as we were leaving the talent room, and I asked him, like, what was the play with Ayala? And he said the idea for Ayala was to get an off angle on the team and actually catch them from behind. But then he saw two players and he got scared. And that's the thing is, right, lack of information will make you do these kind of mistakes. So it could have been a good idea, and catching nades didn't work out. It could have been great, but unfortunately, two-player setup was exactly what E-Arena needed in case of those kind of pushes coming their way.
That was just a big, something I like to call, what the Furia. WTF, because that's exactly what ended up happening with that one. I've been working on that one all day, especially with the way that they were playing earlier. There was a squad, though, that was able to put up a good amount of eliminations, and it was none other than Aurora. Aurora, once again, Neptura being able to back it up with the limbs, even though they wasted a lot of utility with Tiamba.
They did wait. It was a big old red zone, and it was fairly unnecessary. However, it does get you those points, right? And it's been really nice to see them actually, because I think in the group stage, right, we saw them just doing just enough to get into the top 5, just enough to get to where they wanted to be. Now we're seeing true Aurora here. Now we're seeing the team that we're used to seeing, and I'm really, really enjoying that. I think they've actually played a lot better, right? They're very even. They're not splitting. Doc's not doing his thing. He's staying with his team, and Rifus, Enziel, we've seen some really cool off angles from them, so very happy with them.
And something that I enjoy seeing there, especially out of that graphic, Max, is Top being able to bounce back. Remember, earlier in the previous match before this one, Top was on top of the bridge. It didn't end up working out for him, but 4 elims out of him, a person that has been an MVP before on an international finals, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, really happy. I mean, the best way to describe it is what you said, Niptra. They became a red zone at that moment in that game, and I love the way that any team would get in contention of their zone, they would start just nading them to hell and back. So Aurora playing it really well. I am still not sold though on their performances so far. I feel like there's still a lack of fragging power that they used to have in the past. Doc is underperforming quite significantly. So Top, GG's, I'm loving it. Ziol too had some great moments, especially on that Rondo. But Doc, he's still sleeping right now. He needs to wake up.
Wake up, Doc. Wake up. Just make sure you don't start going away from your team, because that's when things ends up falling apart for Aurora. But Aurora, honestly, 36 points, currently tied. But the tiebreaker does go to E-Arena with that win that they ended up getting. Tiamba, though. Tiamba right now, the aggressiveness that we've been seeing out of this team, if you want to give the mic to Lace, they're currently putting up those numbers, Lace, because 27 eliminations for that squad and only 4 placement points.
Yeah, I see. This is what I'm saying. They're finding those fights. They're gathering those eliminations. Finding a nice power play position, but then unfortunately losing it, which is where we see the decline in placement points. But obviously this is still a really good trend for them, especially coming out of survivals into this sort of scenario, and to have that amount of points and that sort of trajectory is incredibly good for them. But of course, we got to bring it back to kind of the smash rule and the way that you have to gather these eliminations. It's fine. It's good to do it, obviously, today. But then we got to see more of those placement points and those wins out of them to be able to take more than that.
100%. And another team that's currently doing that, Max, is none other than Nangshem. And I know you weren't quite happy with what Nangshem, especially Human, was doing that last game.
Yeah, initially I love the way they initiate the fight onto, I think it was Orangutan in that gas station. I'm like, okay, you've got some solid off angles, I like it, they're pushing the fight. But the thing is about off angles, they lose effectiveness the longer the fight goes on. And I think it was one of the play on the Harry Potter tower, he had a great line of sight, but eventually Orangutan know you have that line of sight, so they're not going to peek you that aggressively. That would be the prime time for them to regroup, fully commit to the fight and send it, and hopefully come out on top. But they're very slow to respond to these moments, and I'm very upset with their opening performances so far.
Yeah, one team talking about aggressive, talking about people committing to a fight. We saw Enigma Galaxy and Ida finally commit to the hot drop, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't want to see it. I don't care about it. Leave that ego to some other time, because right now it's going to be hurting those two teams.
Yeah, it is, and we did see 4 Thrives take advantage of what's been going on there, right? Just dropping in on, trying to get a few limbs and then move back to their position. competition. They were trying to punish that as much as possible just because it's kind of silly. In the finals, maybe day one you kind of get away with it, but keep on doing it. It's not going to work out. Four Thrives knew that, and, you know, they might not be the only team to take advantage of that if the playing path's a little funny. If that keeps happening, other teams might just third-party that.
Yeah, they will end up third-partying that. We saw there towards the bottom of the leaderboard as well. Godlike, OG currently not being able to put up those numbers. Those are two teams that are looking to bounce back. But right now, we are halfway through that mark. Lace, any team that has surprised you so far?
I would just like to say that, like, I'm very proud of you, Furia. I know I was a little bit mad in that situation, and I was surprised about you in the first couple of games, and I just want to make it note that that was a much better performance. But still, I'm taking your driver's license away.
That was a good performance. Next time you ever take my mic, Lace, this big old chicken is going to be hitting your head once again. But as we're getting ready here for match 4, let's send it over to none other than Barney and Luti.
Luti, yeah, you know how last week we were talking about how to win PMWC?
Oh, yeah, the big secret I told everyone.
You gave everyone some incredible insight for those
indeed.
of you at home that were listening. Teams were listening as well. Aurora Gaming, Tianba, Arena, they're playing very well at the moment.
Indeed.
But let's break it down into the finer details.
Oh, it's
okay?
pleasure, yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit more. Okay, so what's the best map to capitalize on points?
I mean, there is different teams with different play styles, so it depends.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, it depends, yeah. How about vehicles for late rotations, getting into a good position? What's the best vehicle to use?
The horse, the buggy, and so different maps, so it depends.
It depends.
Yeah, as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Utility, okay, so end of game, smokes, nades, medical packs, bandages. What's the best thing to have in your arsenal?
I mean, depending your situation with the cycle, so I will answer, it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
Okay. Luti.
It's not that easy,
Luti. What's the best gun in the game?
I mean,
let me guess. It depends. Sacre bleu.
No, Barney. Everyone knows it's a P90. No, it depends. Okay, back to you, casters. I hope you're ready. It depends.
And yeah, he's right. The V90 is where it's at. But we are here live in the finals, getting ready for the last 3 matches.
Absolutely. We have got a great day unfolding before us. We've had some real step-ups from a lot of teams coming on through, some great rotations, some insertions, some side swipes into those zones. That S2G hovercraft double roll-up, that was looking pretty, but we're going to be sending ourselves once again over to Erangel to find ourselves one more chicken dinner.
Let's see who's gonna get it. Yeah, I mean, this is it, the last Erangel of the day, and it's time to put up some serious points. I mean, we're still super early in this tournament, but we're already starting to see some teams, right, make some things happen. I was able to talk to one player in particular as we were getting into this game. I happened to see S-Power from Godlike. The hair is hard to miss. I went up to him and I said, hey, you know what, give me 3 words before we get into this next match. And he said, the domination begins.
Ooh, using a whole word on that is bold. That's the sort of confidence that you want to see coming through. For Godlike, they do want to try and push a little bit further up those tables, try and get in the competition for those top spots. Of course, having only seen 3 matches, we are still in a fairly uncertain situation, in a state of flux when it comes to those tables. Obviously, some performances standing out more than others, but it's definitely still achievable because of the fact that we have got an 18-match set, right? We've been playing so far on 12-match sets time and time again, but moving over to that expanded 3-day approach, that 18 set, that's where consistency really comes into play. So it's teams that are able to earn 6, 7, 8 points on those games that are going to be the teams that will take those top spots, those podium positions.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's all about putting up as many points as you can early on, and consistency is going to be the king here at the end of the day. I mean, we saw in the group stage, right, E-Arena 39 points in one single game, and they weren't even able to make it. I mean, straight to the finals. They had to deal with the survival stage, and let's be honest, I mean, luckily we're able to get here, right? So, I mean, but they're crushing it now. They did a great job in that last game, right? And so they're off to a strong start. Let's just see if they're able to keep that pedal to the metal. Aurora starting off strong is really good because historically, they've always taken a long time, right, to really get warmed up. But for them to put some points on the board early just goes to show that come finals time, they're adjusting their strategies and it's working out for them.
Maybe able to finally claim a title spot, you know, that's what they're going to be looking for. Plenty of other teams looking to do so as well. I know there's plenty of fans in the crowd for Furia who are there, really giving them their backing, which has been nice to see. Hopefully they can keep up the pace towards the top side as well. But yeah, I mean, there is so much on the line. That trophy, a threat to so many, but a promise to only one of our teams.
Man, one of the sickest trophies you could put on your shelf. I love every single year I see it. I'm like, oh, you gotta get one. And this is what these teams have been hunting for. They've been working all year long to get here. And we can tell the teams that have prepped, and it's every single one of them. It's wild to see all these names, and the level of competition has never been so even, in my opinion, right? I mean, there is squads all across the board. They get a good couple zones, good couple situations. They're not messing around. They're going to take full advantage of it here. You talked about Furia, right? I think it's only a matter of time before we see them get a chicken dinner. We got to see some keys a little earlier. We saw that Team Vitality key, Tianba, 2 monster squads as well. So it's just really about that consistently like you talked about. But you know what? We're in the final Erangel of the day, John. One thing that stands out to me, without a shadow of doubt, is Pachinki, right? What is going on there? That last game has to mean that something's got to switch up, right?
It has to. Something definitely has to change. For me, I feel like Enigma Galaxy, they kind of, well, certainly we know how consistently Ralph will just sacrifice tournaments to hold on to Pachinki. So for me, I'm just unsure as to why Ida made the decision to stick to that drop spot. There are obviously other opportunities, and it's sort of, it reads ego to me. It reads ego that they aren't disengaging. I liked Fourth Thrive's adjustment. They were able to get in. They were able to get, I think, 2 eliminations right at the start of the match. Really, really nice stuff from that very peer position that they normally drop around. They were able to move on up. They exploited that situation. But I think that the second good decision that Fourth Thrive's made in that scenario was not to hunt down Ralph, right? Because he's a solo. He's hiding in a corner. You don't know exactly where he is. You disengage. You don't go hunting, because a solo in a corner in Pachinki, you could lose a player to that very, very easily. So I liked their withdrawal there coming on through. The other side of a hot drop in Pachinki that is a massive factor, certainly for later into the mid and later game, is the fact that in a hot drop, you don't get that loot truck, and you can't get it double either, which means that it went over to Vitality during that last match. It goes over to other teams who just sit on that northwest side. It's also an incredibly clear indicator that a hot drop is happening to a team out there, so they can grab that one and send on in to maybe pick up the pieces.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the highlights here before we get started, as these teams are going to get locked and loaded here in just a second here, folks. But yeah, you know, when we go back to that hot drop, it's wild to see. I've been kind of watching these two teams talk to each other all along here in Paris. And I'd see, you know, Enigma Galaxy players walk by Ida players and kind of have some exchanging of words. And I was hoping they would kind of get this settled before the finals, because I think it's just a devastating loss for this to continue here for both of them. And in the last game, it showed, just like, because guess what? Fourth Thrives. They came to party right after. They were like, oh, you know what? There's a silly fight happening in Pachinki. We'll take those eliminations. And they got some of them, right? So I think now that you have Fourth Thrives, especially now on the hunt for this, it's got to make, you know, Ida and Enigma Galaxy have to start second thinking, I think, some things. But at the end of the day, like you said it, you know, for those of you guys that don't know Ralph's true name, it's Ralph Pachinki Sanchez Montero III. Okay. Pachinki is in the name, all right? And he will refuse to let it go. And, I mean, they've dominated it, right? We saw them be able to take out Ida, but now that you have Fourth Thrives coming into play, it's got to make you second-guess things.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that dropping in Pachinki is in Ralph's will somewhere. For when he eventually, hopefully. in the very far future. But if he keeps dropping in Pachinki in-game, he's certainly not going to have a long life expectancy. Aurora Gaming able to do the business, but we are going to head to a quick video whilst we get this lobby ready to rock.